Hi, everyone. Dr. Greg here. Great to see you. Welcome back to another session. I hope that today I find you and your loved ones healthy, well, and thriving in this very challenging world that we're in right now. And I said thriving deliberately because that is what today's session is all about. We are really interested in trying to help you navigate towards thriving, not just surviving, which is how a lot of people are right now. And I recognize the world is a deeply unwell place, and there's many challenges that we're all faced with in a host of different dimensions. And so this concept of thriving is really where I want to take things today, and being able to find a way to thrive in challenging situations. I have 3 tactics in order to help you do that a little bit better. But I do want to start with a little bit of a story today all around this concept of thrive. And it revolves around this. So this is my neck, actually, many years ago. When I was 15 years old, I was a competitive swimmer. We were down in Florida at a training camp, and I was playing in the waves before workout and got picked up by one of the waves, dropped on my head, ended up breaking my neck. There was metal in my neck, neurosurgery, rehab, all those sorts of things. Spent 3 months in a halo brace. That was me at the time, much younger and better looking than I am today, more hair. But I wore that thing for the halo brace for 3 months before going into neurosurgery. And when I got out of neurosurgery, my surgeon said, Greg, it went well. We've repaired your spine and you're no longer in immediate danger, but you're never going to swim again, which immediately I rejected as a possibility because I was a swimmer. And then did 3 months of physio, a year's worth of rehab, and ultimately was able to get back to competitive swimming, which I did a little bit. That's me at Olympic trials 18 months after having broken my neck, and ultimately went on to swim all the way through college. But the reason why I share this story with you is because it came from an interesting time where I was injured. Things were not going well. I needed to survive that situation. I went through a process of disruption to everything that I was and everything that was going on. That sparked a whole bunch of adaptations in who I was and how I was functioning and what I did, physio, rehab, all those sorts of things, leading through to a change and ultimately being able to be a better athlete than I was early on. And it's really curious that when we go through moments where we feel like we're just barely surviving, that is often the spark that leads us to experiencing change and adaptation, or adaptation which then enables us to change, ultimately leading to us to be able to thrive. So the question today is, how do we actually make that happen? How do we pivot from surviving to thriving? And I believe that there are 3 core ways in which we can support ourselves to make that fundamental shift. And it's the 3 Ps: people, places, and pursuits. And these are all things you can implement right now. It just requires up-leveling our awareness, directing our attention towards these things, and deliberately installing them in our lives. That facilitates this process of moving from surviving to actually thriving, moving from languishing to flourishing. And I think that when we have people, places, and pursuits installed in our life, and the right ones installed in our life, that process happens much more easily and much more effectively. So let's start with this concept of people, the first of the 3 big Ps. I want to share this research with you. It's absolutely fascinating. I'll get out of the way of the title. Comparison of odds of decreased mortality across several conditions. And ultimately what this is all about is a research study that was done that looked at the influence of various different factors on decreasing mortality. And the fascinating thing about this research is that up here at the top, you'll see that social relationships are the strongest predictors of decreased mortality over extended periods of time. So if you have strong social relationships, you have a lower risk of all-cause mortality. Your friends determine your survival, literally. This is a stronger relationship than quitting smoking, quitting drinking, doing rehabilitation after a heart attack, and even exercise. Like, I'm not a fan of this because I am an exercise physiologist. I think exercise solves all of our problems. What this research actually shows is that I could have gone for a beer with my buddies and been better off than going to the gym, literally. And obviously I'm joking, and it's a bit of an extension of this to some extent, but I really do want us to think about the fact that physical activity, of course, has an impact upon decreasing mortality. Cardiac rehab has that impact. Quitting drinking improves your odds. Quitting smoking improves your odds. But social relationships are absolutely crucial for us in terms of our ability to live a long time and to live a great life. So here's how I want you to try to think about this, and a couple ways of leveraging this research to help you to live that thriving life that I'm hopeful that we can all install in our lives a little bit more often. Think about it like this. There's a photo that I took a little while ago of my son, Adam. We were down in Central America, and we were able to go out surfing one day, and that's his surf instructor out there helping him to get through the waves. And I would like you to think about yourself as Adam. You're the one on the surfboard navigating the waves of life, literally. And I want you to think about who's the instructor for you? Who's the guide? Who's the person that's keeping you safe? Who's the person that's showing you how to move forwards? And there's two specific types of guides that I want you to try to think about. The first question I have for you on this is, who is on your dream team? Who are the people in your personal life that are in this analogy, your surf instructors? Who are the ones who challenge you, who support you, who guide you, who love you unconditionally? The ones who elevate your life. And if you can identify 5 of those people and deliberately and intentionally spend more time with them, schedule the coffees, schedule the walks, make the phone calls, have the dinners, go to the gym, whatever it happens to be, whatever way that you spend time with your loved ones, your friends, the people who support you in your personal life, that ultimately enables you to elevate the quality of your life, because you're surrounding yourself with the people who challenge you, who support you, who encourage you, who elevate you, who love you. Naturally, by extension, the more time you spend with them, the less time that you spend with the energy vampires, which is a bonus. And sometimes that does necessitate making some very difficult decisions, because you may realize that some of the people that you're really close to, that you spend a lot of time with, are not the ones who are elevating you, loving you, supporting you, challenging you. They're the ones who are stealing that energy, and you need to make some choices and changes there. I've come to realize that my dream team is my family. My wife and my kids are on my dream team. I've got a few key friends who are on my dream team, the ones who challenge me, support me, elevate me, encourage me. And I'm now trying to spend as much time with them as I possibly can in my life. So that is your personal dream team, the 5 people who elevate you, who are your, by analogy, your guides through, your instructors through this life. Choose them intentionally, choose them deliberately, spend a lot of time with them. Now, the second thing I want you to ask yourself is, who is on your brain trust? Who is in your brain trust? Now, these are the 5 people who are the ones who elevate you at work, who support you in your career, who challenge you on projects. These are the people who elevate you in your career. Just like we have our dream team for our personal life, I want you to have your brain trust for your professional life. Those people that you can turn to for real feedback. Your coaches, your mentors, your colleagues, who are the ones who are going to make sure that you're doing the best that you can professionally, because we all want to do that. If you're on this call, you want to do well at work. And so as a result, what we're trying to think about here is, who are those people who are going to elevate us personally, dream team, and who are those people that are going to elevate us professionally, and that is your brain trust. When we're clear on who those people are, and we deliberately and intentionally spend more time with them, ultimately what that leads to is then you're able to surf those waves yourself. You are able to run with it. You're able to flow through life. You're able to have fun. You're able to do the things that you love to do at the highest possible level, consistently and throughout all aspects of your life. So my challenge to you on this is to think about creating your dream team, take some time, write down some notes about who are the people who elevate you in your personal life. And then concurrently, I want you to also to create your brain trust. Who are the people that you want to spend more time with deliberately and intentionally in your professional life? Now, of course, these have to be reciprocal. It can't just be taking. You have to give as well. And so you may be on someone else's dream team, you may be on someone else's brain trust, or maybe it's a really collaborative group that you create around yourself where everyone elevates each other, and that is magic when that happens. I have a worksheet that I'll give you to help you to figure out who these people are and to help you to make those plans to spend a little bit more time with them, which you'll find in the download section. I'll give you that link at the end of the presentation. The second thing I want you to think about today is the places. These are the physical locations that elevate you, that make it easy for you to be awesome. This may be a vacation spot. This may be your home. It might be your office. It might be a park near you. It might be a coffee shop. It might be the theater, the art gallery. There are many different possibilities for this, but I want you to think about where those places are that are phenomenal for you. These can have a profound impact on your life. This is an image of my daughter Ingrid early on in the COVID pandemic. She was at home, out of school, away from her friends, not doing any activities. And as you can see, she's not happy about it. And so I managed to get her out of the apartment where we were staying at the time and into nature because she was not in a good place. Now, when she got out there, she grabbed that stick and she was, as you can see, in a dark place, which broke my soul to have my 10-year-old feeling like that. Like, it's just really, really, really hard. We managed to move through that environment and stay moving through that environment over a period of time, about 10 minutes. And the transformation in Ingrid as we simply walked through that park was amazing. This is her 10 minutes later. Happy, curious, relaxed, confident. This transformation blew my mind. So when I got back to the apartment and I opened up my computer, I immediately started looking up in PubMed, what are the effects of nature on our physiology? And I discovered some really fascinating things. When we're in a natural environment, our visual field is full of fractal patterns. These are the patterns that exist in 92% of plants. You can see that they're present in branches, and what these patterns are is repeating patterns that decrease in size. You can really see it here in these leaves. Repeating patterns that decrease in size. Now, these patterns are present in 92% of plants. They're also the exact same mathematical pattern is present in the airways of our lungs, the capillary blood vessels of our heart, and the neurons, the cells of our brain. There is no mathematical separation between humans and nature. And when we immerse ourselves in nature, we get out of beta brainwave mode, hustle, focus, execute, stress, anxiety, tension, get stuff done, which is important for work and getting things done and going through your groceries and to-do lists and answering your emails. It's part of life. That's fine. But we also need time when we're calm, when we're relaxing, when we're recovering, when we're regenerating, when we're curious, when we can solve problems, when we can plan, when we can imagine. And nature helps us to do that. This is an example of how our environment has an impact upon our health, well-being, and success. And when you're aware of the places that make it easy for you to be healthy, well, and successful, you can then choose to deliberately spend more time in those places. This might be a beautiful park bench near your home. This could be some artwork in your office. This could be the local art gallery. This could be going and listening to some live music or listening to the stereo in your home. This could be your kitchen if you love to cook. This could be the dinner table if you love to entertain family and friends. Whatever it is, when you're aware of the places that make you happy, that make you well, that enable you to thrive, you can deliberately and intentionally spend more time there. You can also elevate the spaces that you're in. If you spend a lot of time in your office, make your office awesome. Get some cool things in the background. Like those are carvings from Africa. That's participation medal from the Olympics. That's a little carving I got from another trip to Africa. That's a award from some swimming. The two things here, the little candles, are from Maldives. Those are 5 books that I love, right? Like you can surround yourself with things that make your life a little bit better. So contemplate that. And when it comes to nature medicine, I just want to revisit that a little bit for very, very quickly, because the data shows that if you spend 60 minutes a week in nature, that you have a significant increase in what are called phytoncides, which are molecules that up-level your immune system, and that results in a 75% decrease in the amount of upper respiratory tract infections that you get. So you don't need to do this all of the time. Just once a week, go to the place that you love. And it has powerful physiological implications. And remember, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. So wherever that happens to be, get the clothes and the gear that enables you to be in that place. Could be a suit, could be some boots and gloves, could be a swimsuit if you're so lucky to be in Hawaii, for example. So the practice that I have for you on this one is to practice nature medicine once a week. Could be nature medicine, could be art medicine, could be music medicine, could be cooking medicine, whatever it is for you. Dial that in, build that into your life, and it will make a huge difference for you. Now, the last piece of the puzzle that I have for you is the pursuits, people, places, and pursuits. And when it comes to pursuits, I'd love you to think about the things that you love to do, your ikigai, your purpose, your meaning, the things that elevate you from a soul perspective, from a joy perspective. I love being outdoors. I love climbing things. I love riding my bike, skiing, in addition to work. And I love what I'm doing right now. I love teaching. But I also really love to be outdoors. And a little while ago, I went with a group of people to climb Chimborazo volcano in Ecuador. And the reason why we chose Chimborazo volcano to try to climb was because it is the furthest point from the center of the earth. It sits right on the equator, and it is actually 2 kilometers higher than Mount Everest. Now, further from the center of the earth than Mount Everest. Now, the sea also bulges out. It's not the highest above sea level. That is Everest, but Ecuador is the furthest point from the center of the earth. And Chimborazo is in Ecuador. Therefore, it enables you to, because it's right on the equator, get to be the closest human to the stars, which is really quite cool. And it's a very difficult environment, really, really challenging. And you start the climb from the graveyard of all of the people that tried to do it before you but didn't make it. So it's definitely intimidating. And you gradually move yourself up and up and up through the ice fields. And then you end up going quite vertical with crampons and ice axes and ropes and all those sorts of things. And we actually ended up doing the summit attempt in the middle of the night because the ground froze and it was easier to climb. A snowstorm came in at one point, which made it very, very difficult and super scary. But eventually we broke through the clouds and we're above the clouds on this volcano. And as soon as that happened, we looked up and we saw this beautiful tens of thousands of stars right above our heads. And it was so beautiful. Everyone stopped, everyone paused, everyone had this moment of awe, which is really interesting because this is one of those states when we're in a state of awe where the entire brain becomes activated. All of your senses are online. You're deeply focused. Your experience meaning, your emotional centers of the brain are firing. Literally gives you the opportunity to experience life and to feel like this. The other really cool thing about that is because we all had this shared common experience that built this powerful team, this powerful friendship, this pursuit of climbing this mountain built this beautiful relationship that will last absolutely forever. Now, I get this from being outdoors and doing these types of experiences. You can get it from anything. You can get this from coaching. You can get this from playing music. You can get this from doing your work. You can get this from reading a book, carpentry. My wife, Judith, gets it from little tiny hugs and kisses from Adam, our son. Whatever it is for you, it's magic. If it's in your personal life, that's fantastic. It might be in your professional life. I love being on stage. I love teaching. I love doing what we're doing right now. I'm also leaning deeply into providing these types of opportunities for my children, right? Like getting Adam into the ocean, swimming with turtles, giving them these magic moments. Whatever it happens to be, all of it is completely legitimate, personal or professional. I just want you to practice your ikigai. which is things that you're passionate about, that you're purpose driven, and that they're meaningful to you. This does take some work to figure out what this is, but the clues are there. And when you pause for a moment and you journal and you think about it, you can often find and see these areas of your life that are the intersection between purpose and things that are meaningful for you, which then enable you to go in a different direction intentionally as we move forwards. Once again, this is in the workbook that I have for you as well. So today what we talked about is shifting from surviving to thriving. I challenge you to think about the people, the places, and the pursuits that enable you to do this. This is really exciting. It's really fun. This is deep work. It's not easy. It's really, really, really challenging. But ultimately, this is what enables us to make this fundamental shift. If you want to learn more about these things, I do have a book out. It's called Powerhouse. Everything we've spoken about today is in this particular book. So if you wanted to learn more, you can definitely check that out. And I'm honored and grateful to have had you with me on this journey. This is our last session together. This covers off the body, mind, life framework that we spoke about. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you do have any questions whatsoever, or you want some clarifications, the videos and the workbooks, as well as your ability to contact me through the contact page, are all here at drgregwells.com/performance. So all of the resources, all the videos, all the workbooks are here. The contact page on my website goes to me. I will answer you. Just mention you're part of the program and I will get back to you. But I'm deeply grateful for your time, your effort, your energy, your attention, and all the amazing work that you've done to elevate yourself and to take your life to another level. So congratulations. Give yourself a pat in the back. You've done awesome. If you have anything or you need anything, don't be afraid to reach out, and we will see you hopefully in another program really soon. All the best, everyone. See you. Take care and stay healthy and well.